Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 194, and I wanted to segue a little bit away from Aladdin and the Wondrous Lamp and just talk for a moment about where we are heading. Now, I had a conversation the other day with a very good friend, someone who I've known for almost 50 years. We were classmates at that incredible institution, Stanford University. He is a well-known doctor, ophthalmologist, and, keeps up with things. He also has a large property planted in Big Sur with olive trees, over 100. Close to 100 avocado trees, plum trees, apple trees, citrus, big garden, plum trees, loquats, and just beautiful landscape, but an edible one. We got to talking about the changes that we're seeing, and not only seeing, but experiencing. The heat wave that hopefully is at its end. Almost 2 weeks of days over 90 degrees here in the mountains of Big Sur, where I live at 2,700 feet. Almost unbearable. Hot to the point where thinking, it seems like, becomes distorted. Foggy. It's okay to do things, but it's definitely not comfortable. And it's not the kind of day that you'd want to exert yourself very hard, those kinds of temperatures. So we were talking about this. My friend responded, well, certainly it's a good thing that we're not going to have to experience the worst of it in our lifetimes. I said, are you serious? We're already experiencing it in our lifetimes, and certainly in the next 5 or 10 years. It could be horrible. The change in the climate is real. At Stanford, I earned a degree in geologic and environmental science, emphasis in land resources. It took me 25 years to graduate from Stanford. I started in 1976 and finally graduated in 2001 with 2 degrees. My other degree was in education. Now, I stopped out for quite a number of years, and in those years I did things that were not taught in a university. And one could have really only learned the things that I learned living life itself. But I spent every one of those years growing food wherever I was. A lot of them farming, ranching, doing a wide variety of carpentry jobs, from boat building to house building. Raised animals, worked in community with a lot of people. But I was close to the earth and in touch with it. Things were pretty stable. You could count on weather patterns being the same year after year. And things felt pretty good. I was aware through all of that time, though, that we were having a huge effect on the planet. We were destroying our home in so many different ways. And it was reckless and continues to be reckless, with an emphasis on garnering wealth, gaining dollars, as if having enough money is going to take care of things. Another great discussion to have, perhaps. Money can buy a lot, but it can't buy your health back once you've lost it. It can't necessarily buy the purest and freshest of foods. Can't buy clean air once that clean air is gone, or, well, you might be able to buy a water filter that'll filter water enough for it to be healthy for you to drink. Can't buy friendship. Can't buy community. You certainly cannot purchase a healthy planet. So where are we going? Where are we going? Serving the things that we do, giving our attention and focus to the things that we do. We have divorced ourselves from the planet that supports us. We don't even remember the ways of living in harmony with it. Who can we turn to? There are indigenous tribes still living in places that have wisdom tucked away of how to do so. But here in the Americas, not so much, or at least in North America, the United States particularly. We did a wonderful job of destroying, wiping out the very people that knew the most about taking care of this land in the greatest destruction of people that there ever was. A Holocaust that makes the Holocaust that took place in Europe like nothing. Millions and millions of people, tens of millions of people exterminated, who could have taught the people that were coming into what is now the United States and the Americas how to live in harmony with the land. Now it's up to us really to refine that way, but I can tell you, you're not going to find it all in a book. Much of it is only going to be gained through practice, through getting your hands dirty, through learning how to create a relationship with plants, to know their ways, to understand their needs to the point where you can nurture and nourish them so that they can provide for you as you provide for them. How would you live? What kind of shelter would you build? Who would you take with you? Could we reestablish ourselves over the landscape in a way that would be in harmony? What would that look like? Can we dream ourselves there? That's what I would ask. Can we envision ourselves there? Certainly not by looking into these phones or these computer screens. So you might want to take some time each day, maybe sit in a quiet place. Outside, in nature, and allow your rhythms to sync with nature's rhythms. See what comes to you. What dreams will come. What vision of place. For it's in those visions that we have the possibility to create what we envision, what we see, what we dream. Okay. There'll be more like this. I think it's really important we start thinking about where we're heading, what we're serving, who we're serving.